This is often requested, rarely understood. Let's get a look at third grade language arts. What and how? My name is Shanna. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. As many of you know, we are in our 8th year of homeschooling. Today, I want to share with you what we are using for third grade language arts and how we are using it. It is the Michael Clay Thompson Level 1 Island Level. Let's go. Before we go any further, please scroll down and hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Today we are going to talk about Michael Clay Thompson, often referred to as MCT Language Arts Program, the Level 1, put out by Royal Fireworks Press. Just a very, very brief overview. This is marketed as language arts for the gifted and talented. It is available to homeschoolers as well as any educator. I do not think of my children as gifted and talented. They're wonderful and I think they're great, but I'm not labeling them. I just teach to them where they are. And so because of that, there is no standard, there is no bar. I just teach them where they are. We got to Michael Clay Thompson we did all about reading with my oldest. Well, actually we had started another language arts program early. It was through Texas Tech IST is where we originally started. And then we moved on to all about reading with our Timberdoodle kits. And with that came, I want to say, first language lessons, which was like the grammar portion, whereas reading was the reading portion. And word roots, teaching stems, word stems. And then from there we moved into, oh man, I'm blanking hard. Mazdas. First language lessons, more, I want to say it was like building language or building something. But again, stems, things like that. It was good. It's fine. It's great, whatever. But it wasn't the best fit. And so I looked around for something else and came across Michael Clay Thompson. This is the level that I started Michael Clay Thompson with my oldest daughter when we started Michael Clay Thompson. And I want to say we were in like 4th or 5th grade, 5th grade. And I started her at level 1 because I didn't want to miss any gaps in this program. Because again, it is billed as gifted and talented. And I wanted her to start from the beginning. And my intent was just that I would let her go at her own speed. And so we did do this with her in a semester and then moved on to the next level. And now she's I think she's on track in the range that they give now. She is in the 4th level. So for my youngest, this is Michael Clay Thompson Level 1 is what she is using for 3rd grade. Her language arts history is all about reading from pre-reading through level 4, all the way up. When she was in all about reading level 3, we had gotten, because by this point, Michael Clay Thompson had released, he has his levels of language arts starting at level 1, but he had released the Poodle series, which is like an introductory, it is narrative style to give kids kind of the basics of grammar. And now it just expanded to the 6th book, which is Clauses, and I am so tempted to buy it because I love the Poodle books. I've got videos here on the Poodle books. Go check them out. Love the Poodle books. So I started her in an effort also to help my oldest. We started when she was in all about reading level 3, which I believe was 1st grade. We read the Poodle series, which at that time was only 4 books. We read the Poodle series together just as an out loud reading about Poodle for my youngest child. She then, in her second grade year, along with doing All About Reading Level 4, we then added that in the Poodle series as her grammar. So we would read a chapter a week, and she would do the activities at the end of the week, at the end of the chapter. And then she went through, at the time, all 5 books, because then they had added prepositional phrases. So now she is in 3rd grade. We have mastered reading. We are all done. We've learned how to read. We know all about reading. And this year, she is using Michael Clay Thompson Level 1, the Island Package. Now, if you have followed me for any period of time, you know that when I very first bought this program, I opted for the ebooks. 2 reasons. 1 reason, cost. It is much cheaper to buy just the ebooks. The cost is, I've got it written down here on my notes, okay? So for the homeschool package for all print, all paperbacks, it is $325 for 14 books. Or $284 for like paperbacks for the student and ebooks for the instructor, I think. I don't remember how I priced that. You'll have to check. I'll have their site link below, don't worry. But they have like options. You can do like just half paperback, half serious, just student book set if you have a second learner like I do, or all paperback, all digital, whatever. So the first reason was cost. The second reason, as I just mentioned, is 14 books. There's a lot of books in this set. And I was like, where will I ever put all of these books? That is so many books. I don't even know if I like this. Why so many books? So I have now since negated number 1 because flippin' hated using the ebooks. Hated it. I did not care for this program the first time around. I could see glimmers of greatness in our use of it, but I didn't care for it because of the stinking ebooks, using the ebooks. And this is where I'm going rogue. If you buy a homeschool package, so all of any of it, they send you an implementation guide. It's like 6 pages front and back, just a little stapled telling you how to use it. And they will say, for week 1, do this much of this book, this much of this book, this much of this book, this much of this book. And that is Shanna's nightmare. It did not work. No. Using as prescribed, no thank you. Nope. Just like everything else, I was like, this will not work for me. How can I make this work for me? So what I have done in my second go round of using this level, when I did not care for it the first time, is I stuck with the digital instructor books, but I went back and purchased the student-only books for my learners. So I have now spent much more money than I would have had I just bought the books first time. But here we are. Lesson learned, don't repeat my mistake. I also do not use as prescribed because it just was not working for us. So yes, I'm going to give you a look inside the few books that I have because I don't have them all. Again, some of them are ebooks. But as far as using the program, what I do is we start first. I feel like I need a visual for this. Okay, so I might put little graphics on the screen. We start with grammar, okay, the grammar book. Once we've made it through the grammar book, we will then add a practice sentence a day.
That's better.
Once we've added a practice sentence a day because we finished the first book, and when I say use the book, what I do is I read 1 chapter a week. That's it. 1 chapter a week. Some chapters are really long, so I'll split it in half. We read 1 chapter a week. So we start with Grammar Island, okay, reading 1 chapter a week. When we are finished with that, they now know their parts of speech, okay? So noun, verb, yada, yadas. We then do 1 practice sentence a day. That's it, 1 practice sentence a day. But we also start reading 1 part of sentence, Sentence Island, 1 chapter a week, okay? And then she'll do those activities at the end of the week. That's it. We also, in the beginning, start with building language. So from the beginning of the year, we start building language, which is the vocabulary, which is the stems, okay? The stems. And we will take, because there are only 10 chapters of that, we will take 2 weeks. So we will read it 1 week and we will write the simile or metaphor for the stem the next week. And then we continue on. Very simple, very easy. We also start the readers. So for level 1, Michael Clay Thompson authored the readers. They are the Mud trilogy that go along with the story. Now, they do not recommend that you start the readers until after you have finished Sentence Island. So after I finish Sentence Island, we pick up and start reading the Mud trilogy like a bedtime story, just for fun, whenever, making sure that we get through the 3 books. Once we are done with Sentence Island, which I have not started yet because we moved, life got a little crazy, and I know it's not very long, I pick up the poetry study. And again, 1 chapter a week. And then do the activity at the end of the week. That's it. So if you are following along, the 3 main parts of the program, okay? So grammar, parts of sentence, and poetry. I do those 3, 1 and then the next and then the next, okay? So that is how I do that. Vocabulary the whole time. The readers, after we pick up on the readers, which in every other level we just start at the beginning, but in this level you start after the parts of sentence. And then practice sentence a day. It sounds complicated and I don't mean it to, but I'm gonna write it physically out in the description. Very easy to follow along. Does not make you wanna drown. It's just, you don't have to stress. This is a great way to do that. Now, a lot of people feel like there is not enough writing in this program, but now that I have a child who is writing point papers in the 4th level, I can tell you, for us, it works very well. The reason I love this program is that after the 1st level, they will read classic literature, Wind in the Willows, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, The Invisible Man. They are reading and studying, and even my older daughter's sentences that she is looking at are sentences from classic literature. You are analyzing what the authors are thinking. It is not formulaic writing, which I find very dry and very terrible. It is teaching my children to love the word before asking them to produce their own works. And I think this is wonderful. It starts with, parts of sentence, then writing a good sentence, taking a sentence and making a good paragraph, taking paragraphs and making good essays, taking essays and conveying your message to the world. It does not say, a sentence must have this, this, and this. An essay must have a body, an intro, 3 supporting body paragraphs, and a conclusion. It lets children know that a paragraph can be 1 sentence, and it's how you're using the words. It is how you are building with the blocks that you have. And I feel like it greatly teaches my children to appreciate the words, the meaning. It is art in a written word. It is an appreciation of art in the written word. And for me, I absolutely love it. My children are doing very well with this program. Again, I'm going to insert some video. I'm going to give you a quick look into the books because, again, there's like a million of them. And I do probably have looks inside the books for almost everything else. I still need to do level 4. That'll be coming up soon. But there's a lot of videos out there about like physically what's in the book. I would like for you to consider giving the program a shot or giving the program a little bit more research because it is amazing. And yes, the cost is high. For me, it is worth it. Absolutely worth it. I love this program so much. So much. It is beautiful. It is written in a way that makes you truly appreciate what you're reading, the study of language. I think is beautiful. And I am also going to insert my daughter doing just today her sentence analysis. So her 1 practice sentence for the day. So let's pop on over. I'll give you a little look inside these books and then we'll come back. Okay, guys, here is my stack of things to show you for Michael Clay Thompson Level 1. Full disclosure, I have 2 more of these books. Do not know where they are. One has already been read, one we are currently reading. So it is probably somewhere near bed. Now, she has been making her own vocabulary flashcards, which I think is super cute. And she started doing it because Big Sister's doing it. But see, isn't it cute? So we've got our flashcards here. Now, as I mentioned, the readers for this level are narrative-based, and they are based on a fish named Mud. Something that I like about the Michael Clay Thompson readers, and even though in almost every level we own the books that I am then purchasing for her to read in the package, and that is because they are broken down really nicely. I like the print size. I like that words that might be hard are defined in the bottom. I also like, for example, placid is a vocabulary word that she will learn next year. Okay, I like the illustrations, and I like notes from the author. I like when they break down what this sentence sounds like. They tell you why that sentence is special. I especially like this when we are doing the classic literature in the older series because it gives you a little bio about the authors, and I think it's really cool. Okay, so Music of the Hemispheres is poetry. So we'll get to it in a minute. Practice Island, I will show you. Grammar Island is where we start. Building language, okay? So we go, are you ready for this? These go at the same time. We go like this, okay? Can you see? Like this. All right, and then these start here, okay? That's the order, and I'm gonna show you, okay? So I already showed you the reader. Building language is the stems, okay? I really, really, really love the focus on Roman architecture to explain the Greek and Roman root words. I like it very much. Now, there are no activities physically in this book, and that is okay. There are prompts to go ahead and do a simile, metaphor, poem at the end of every STEM chapter. I love these. And then they are repeated throughout. And I like that. It reinforces it. Love this. Okay? Grammar Island. Michael Clay Thompson is an incredibly good grammar program. I know this because I also am learning those hard, tricky grammar things. So Grammar Island, as you can see, parts of speech, parts of sentence, phrases, clauses. Some of these parts of speech is very, very, very long. We went over one part of speech each week. I considered that like a chapter. Now they've got these QR codes and codes where you can actually get printables and things like that when you've purchased it. It is narrative style. I like the way that it is written out. Now this is the student book, but I like that they use color. I love these little bubble charts that help you understand how things work. Now, as this progressed on, there were options for her to do some of the work in the book. So see, right here, she's learning what she's, labeling what she's learned up to that point. Okay, now I'm going to show you in just a minute where this comes to fruition with her doing the sentence analysis that she can do now. The 4-part sentence analysis that she can do now that we are over halfway through this book. See, and it looks like this. Parts of speech, parts of sentence, phrases, clauses, 4-level sentence analysis, okay? So we did this. Once we do this, we start on Practice Island, and I will show you one of her doing this sentence actually here in just a minute. Okay, so just one sentence a day. It's that easy. Look at it. Boom, pick one a day. So simple. Okay, so then Sentence Island. And this is explaining how it comes together, the two sides, the parts of a sentence, okay? Agreement, proper tense, complete thought. These are all important things. And as you can see, there's not a lot of activities in these books. It's mostly reading and understanding. Linking verbs, things like that. I like the continued color scheme. I like the illustrations. They're very simple and easy to understand. And then after this is when you start reading the narrative books. Okay, Music of the Hemispheres. My youngest is not there yet. We actually do need to start this soon. And it covers the importance of poetry, rhyme, alliteration, meter, stanza, similes, and metaphors, poems. And then just there's some great poems to read. Now, it does go back and forth between teaching you about a famous poet, showing you some of the things that they've used to help convey their message, as well as original poems from Michael Clay Thompson. All of it has original works from Michael Clay Thompson, but I do love that you're learning a little bit about the authors, the poets. I love that you get just that little bit of background information that really helps you appreciate them. So that is it. Okay, there's a million books, but my take on it is I absolutely love it. Absolutely love the approach. I like that there's not a lot of fussy busy work. I like that it allows you to be free in what you're writing as long as you're doing it well. And that, I think, is just what I want my kids to take away from this. The biggest thing I want them to take away is to be able to convey their message well. So let's pop over. I'm going to give you a look at her doing her sentence.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, you want to read me the sentence?
Suddenly, thunder rumbled under the gray clouds.
Okay, great. What have we got?
Suddenly.
What is suddenly?
No.
It's not a verb, but it's modifying our verb. So what does that become?
Adverb.
Great job.
Thunder is a noun. Grumbled is a verb.
Great job.
Under is preposition.
Correct.
Fuck.
Seriously, can't get. Okay, after this. What? Gray is a noun, right?
Gray is not a noun.
Is an adjective.
It is an adjective.
Clouds is a noun.
Correct. What have we got?
Okay, so this is our subject.
Correct.
And then one independent clause. Done.
Good job, bud. High five.
That was easy.
Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit that big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, I didn't even like it the first time, but once I figured out how to make it work for me, work for my learners, it is a complete game changer, and I love the Michael Clay Thompson program. Absolutely love it. It's so good. It's just a good, really, really good fit for myself and for my learners, for the style of homeschool that I have. And tweaking their recommended schedule really made just such a huge difference for me. Plus ebooks. That is, I'm not an ebook person, okay? It's just not for me. That's okay. I'm at peace with it. I'm okay. But you get what I'm saying. Anyways, guys, I hope that you found it helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I feel like I should give one more recap. So this program covers grammar, parts of speech, prepositional phrases, this level specifically prepositional phrases, and very basic clauses. It also covers vocabulary and poetry. It does not cover spelling. It does not cover teaching your child to read. Their rule of thumb is your child needs to start using level 1 when they are no longer learning to read, but are reading to learn. So it does not cover spelling. And if you are somebody who super focuses on the busy work and the repetition of writing in a writing curriculum, this may not be for you, or you might feel the need to add. Personally, when we were diagramming sentences and it just looked like a giant web of insanity, I knew that that was one of the times we needed to change. So for me, there's no sentence diagramming. You're just labeling the different parts of speech in 4-level analysis, and I love it. So think that's it. And that's everything I want you to know. I think that's everything that's very important. If you have any questions, if I was unclear, either check the description box down below, look for my other Michael Clay Thompson videos here on this channel if you would like to hear about any of the other levels or my first experience with this level. As always, you can find me down there, over on Instagram, making everyday magic, guys. And that's it. Bye.